Hi, this is Dr. Weideman, your instructor for your online statistics class this summer, and I'm going to show you in a short video some features of my courses and also of our MyStatLab program. So when you're in my courses, I'm going to go ahead. This document right here is in the introductory materials folder, and you can print it or read through it, but I'm going to walk through the information in it. The first thing it talks about is looking at our My Courses course, and it always will start on the course homepage, and over here under News I will post weekly reminders about due dates. This week we have information about the start of the course. There's also upcoming events. These are due dates that appear on the calendar. If you go over to the Course Content tab, you'll see down here the table of contents. There's a syllabus tab up here. Upcoming events will be here. The table of contents is here. There's an email instructor option here. There's also an Ask a Question forum. So if you have a question about the course that you want to post and perhaps I can answer or another student can answer, you want to make sure you review the syllabus, which again you can find here, and you can also find it in the introductory materials folder. You want to pay attention to the grading and the course schedule, which appears at the end of the syllabus. In the introductory materials module, if I scroll down, there's a little cartoon there. Meet My Instructor will take you to my instructor page of the college with a little information about me. You can see my courses I'm teaching and so forth. Here's the syllabus. Here's the handout that goes along with this video. The textbook information is here. Remember, for this course you have to purchase the MyStatLab access code. It'll allow you to sign up for our course, which is linked directly, I'm going to show you that in a minute, linked directly to our course. Let's go back to, and also in the same folder is the syllabus quiz, which is required. Also read this 5 myths about distance learning. Here's a MyStatLab materials folder, and there's also My Courses tutorials if you haven't used this system before. Okay, let's go back over to the table of contents. There's a proctor testing folder here, which gives information about the proctor testing, how to sign up, the dates and so forth. Weekly chat sessions. Each week I will hold a live synchronous chat, and ours will be on Wednesdays from 6:30 to 7:30. And what you'll do is there'll always be a link in here, which will, I'm not going to click on it here, but when you click on it, it'll take you to the website, that WizIQ website, where I conduct the weekly chats. And I'll also provide the material that I'm going to cover. It's going to be problems from the chapters. The handouts that you get don't have the answers, and in the chat we'll work out the problems so you can fill in the answers. Since I'm not able to chat the first week with you, I've given you links to the chats from the spring semester that cover the chapters that you'll go over the first week in the summer course, chapters 1, 10, and then also 11. So you can go ahead and use those old recordings. After the chat on the 27th, the same link will take you back to the recording. So if you miss the chat, you can always go back and watch the recording later at any time. Next on the table of contents is the analysis of quiz answers. Each time you have a quiz due, I will post an analysis of answers, the questions and answers of questions that were missed by students, and you might want to review those to help you prepare for the midterm or the final. And then let's take a look at a unit folder. The course is organized in 6 units, and for instance, the first unit covers chapters 1, 10, and 11, and again, a little cartoon for you to start out. Within the folder, there'll be a sub-module for each chapter, which contains the course objectives, a handout and a PowerPoint, related materials, interesting websites. So each chapter will have the same format. And then also the assessments will be here in the Unit 1. There's a Unit 1 quiz in MyStatLab. Your homework is done. Let's go back up for a second. Your homework will be done in MyStatLab, and you'll also do your quizzes in MyStatLab. So you want to make sure, here's the link for the homework. Actually, you're not going to use this link. You're going to use the link from the front page, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Unit 1 has a quiz, homework, one quiz in MyStatLab, and then there is 2 discussions, an introduction, and then a short student info survey. Those both count as discussion grades, and then there's 1 Unit 1 investigative task. You need to complete the syllabus quiz, which was back in, let's go back for a second, in the introductory materials folder. Right here, you have to get 100% in order to unlock those assessments within each unit module. Okay, let's just take a look at, let's go back here and let's look at the first discussion that you're going to do, your introductory discussion. Now remember here, if you haven't done these before, you have to post first before you'll see the other postings from students, and you click here to start a thread, and there'll always be instructions for discussions. Here you're going to tell us about yourself. And then the second discussion, let me go back, as I mentioned, is a short little survey. And this just gives me some information about you. I can only see it and you can see it. Nobody else sees the results. Your name, your telephone number where I could reach you, an email address. Just be sure you're comfortable with technology, and then about the proctored testing, and then if there's anything you want to tell me. So that will count as one of your discussion grades. Okay, let's go back up to the top toolbar, and we'll go to the calendar option. And here I've posted in the calendar in my courses all the due dates for course information, different assignments. So first set of assignments are due on the 25th. If you go across here to submission review, you can see discussions can be accessed from here. We don't use drop boxes. You can also get to again, only quiz that we have in this course is the syllabus quiz. And then there is an option up here on the communication tab to do email. However, I would suggest if you want to email me, use that link back on the course content, the email instructor link. It's a lot easier. Okay, now you want to make sure you've purchased. I'm going to go back to the course home here, and let me pull up this review document. Let's make sure, scroll down here, you have the MyStatLab Access Kit. That's all you need for the course. You don't need to buy a textbook because there is an ebook within my courses, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So you want to make sure you've purchased that MyStatLab Access Kit. And once you've got that kit, what you want to do from the course homepage, go all the way down here, and you'll see a link to Pearson's MyLab and Mastering. And what this will do is take you directly to our course. So when you first go in, you'll have an option to sign up. And if you look at the MyStatLab materials folder, you'll see how to do that. So from this link, once you're registered in our course, you can go here for your assignments, and here you can actually go to the course homepage within MyStatLab. So let's just take a look at that. So this has all the information in it for our course. And if you see the navigation bar over here, here's the ebook by chapter. Here's your assignment, so your homework you can get from here. All right, and then if I go back over here to one of the chapter contents, I just want to point out some features. Okay, here's some features here for you, different things you can access on there. You go down to a section level. There are videos available and so forth. However, I wanted to show you, I've actually linked all the videos onto the homework page because students seem to like those videos, so they're all here. All right, another thing I want to show you is, if I look at the tests, there are prerequisites for the test. So you have to do the homework with at least 60% in order to gain access to the test. So you want to remember that. Also, back to the homework. You can go back to homework after the due date. So for instance, this first homework here is due on the 25th. If you get that done with, say, 62% and you want to go back later and improve your grade, you can do that, as long as you've accessed the homework at least once before the due date. And let's just take a look at one of the problems. Homework sets, let's try chapter 3 here. And I'm just going to click on a problem because I want to show you, those of you that have used MyMathLab or MyStatLab before know this, but there are what we call learning aids available on the homework, not on the quizzes. There are learning aids available over here, different options for textbook, tech help, etc. Depending on different problems, will have different numbers of, this one only has 2 available, but there's various learning aids that can be used for each of the homework problems. And so students find those helpful. And I might go back for a minute to one that takes me to, looks like problem number 7 was one I put in the handout. Nope. Okay, let me keep looking. I'm looking for one where the data will open up. Okay, here's one here. So when you get to chapter 3, you'll understand what the problem is about. What I point out here is right next to the data set, there's a little box here, and if you click on that, you have options to put it into a clipboard, but you can also go right into the little statistics software program that we'll use in the course called StatCrunch. And so that's a nice feature if you wanted to use StatCrunch, and we'll learn about StatCrunch through the course, to analyze the data in order to answer this question, which you probably would want to do for this problem. So that's a nice feature to remember. All right, so let's go back over. And let me just show you also, while I'm here, the StatCrunch tool. So StatCrunch, sometimes I'll ask you to open a problem in here, and so here you can go to data sets from your textbook, and it's organized by our book here. So for instance, we were in chapter 3 before. Here are some data sets that are linked to homework problems within the ebook, and sometimes I use that in the weekly chats. I'll actually pull up the software package and show you how to work the problem. All right, let's go back over to our handout one last time. We're almost to the end here. So just bear with me because I just want to remind you that we have proctored testing in the test in this course. You want to make sure you make an appointment for the midterm and the final. Due dates are always on Monday at 11 o'clock. I don't extend those, so you want to make sure that you keep track of the calendar, which is printed right here. I think you should print it out and put it next to your computer wherever you're working. It lays out each week what's due, what the assignments are. So here's what's in my stat lab. These are the assignments in my courses, and then there's the due date for both of those columns. So I'm here to help you through the summer. I hope you enjoy our course, and I hope, oh, one more thing I wanted to show you. I also put a little checklist up for you that will help you get ready too. So this checklist you might also want to print out just to get your feet on the ground at the beginning of the course. So I look forward to working with everyone.